They've done it, boys. They actually did it. They did it. They actually did it. I I spent yesterday 2 videos I made on Masters of the Universe Revelations, and I didn't upload any of them because they were complete rants. Uh, oh boy, Netflix. Masters of the Universe Revelation aired yesterday. You can watch it in an evening. You can watch it in an evening. And if you've been born end of the 70s, I'm born 1979. You've lived through the 80s, which was one of the best decades in human history, I think. But also the 90s. He-Man was an integrated part of the 80s, right? And it was an iconic show, iconic the way it's created, the way it's taught, the way these people thought of, and how they created the universe and how they create He-Man. And if you look at the history on how it's created, it's absolutely fantastic. And the show aired, instant classic. And I was really looking forward to it because in the past week, I also watched He-Man Origins, which I think is absolutely great. I think it's an absolutely great show about how Adam became He-Man, and it's got the same animation style. It's got the same animation style. So if you haven't watched it, you can watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. He-Man Origins. It's fantastic. But I should have paid attention. Because first of all, it's called Master of the Universe Revelation. It's not called He-Man Masters of the Universe. So that's one. Two, we're living in the 21st century, 2021. Almost everything it needs to be woke, politicized, and it's all about color and gender. That's all there is. That's all there is. And I watched on Twitter, and the whole rant between people is about, oh yeah, you fanboys, you hate strong women. I've been raised by a strong woman, so fuck you, I would say. So I've also been raised not to constantly being obsessed with color and gender. There are names for people who do that, right? They had so many ways of doing it right, but they turned Tila in some kind of a transsexual that is now able to compete in women's sports series. You got that right now, right? You got men turning into women, and then, well, they're not turning into women. They just change gender, and then they can compete all of a sudden in women's sports leagues. I in the first episode, He-Man is already killed, Skeletor's already killed, and then what you don't get is a very boring, uninteresting story about we need to put a strong female in there. If you want to watch strong female, if that's your kick in life, if you can't just watch a show because of a show and because of the entertainment value, and also not respect its history, then, if you're so obsessed with that, go watch Tomb Raider, play Horizon Zero Dawn, or watch the X-Men. You got spin-offs with women in there. We got Wonder Woman, you got Batgirl, you got all these strong, powerful women. But what everybody wants, this is for the fans. You're not making He-Man Masters of the Universe for a new audience. People don't get it. You need to understand what's going on. And to an extent, the visuals and how they're drawn is absolutely fantastic. It's great, spot on. That's fan service, and that's why you make such a show. But I would advise everybody just to go watch He-Man Origins. That's way better. It's fantastic. It's great. It also gives a new depth to the story we already know from the 80s. And that's it. But everything needs to be politicized. And yesterday I was so fucking upset. There is not a TV show, not a movie, not a franchise anymore that needs to be touched by the woke-ass bullshit. It's bullshit. Everything is about, women and transgenders and genders and non-binary and fuck you, the future is pretty obvious, We all need to be a 41-year-old broccoli shake drinking virgin that is so generally confused that he doesn't know whether his ass is a dick or otherwise. It's the other way around. Fuck you all. I don't give a shit. I want to watch a show because of the show. And this universe was created around these two. And you know why they look strong? It's from a productional point of view. All those characters are made, the male characters, with the same body. And yes, it's about a very powerful man. He-Man. And I just, let me guess, they took out the word he-man because that would upset a very small group of people that will never watch the show. That's the turn side, that's the other side of the medal, that these people will never watch these shows. But whether you're Disney, whether you're Lucasfilms, the Star Wars franchise, whether you're, it doesn't actually really matter anymore. The bullshit continues in every face, in every corner, in the Netherlands, we now have people running around in government that demand to be that art, also art from our history, our big European history of art, that the art needs to be more inclusive. Yeah, Jesus. I don't give a shit. If the story would have been great, then it's great. But the story is bullshit. The 4 episodes, and then at the very latest, in the very last episode, then Adam comes back, who for some weird reason looks like average Joe from the corner, is being stabbed to death. Oh, he's not dead, but he's being stabbed by Skeletor. He takes the sword, dusted by the power of Grayskull, and then all of a sudden we have a Super Skeletor. I don't know, man. This is really bad. It's just bad, and it's tanked on Rotten Tomatoes. It's now stands on 27% audience reviews. 27%. That's a 2.7 out of 10 that these guys got. If it would have been great, and that group of people that is so overly obsessed with gender and with these kind of things, then it would have had a 90%. But it didn't. It didn't. It got a 27%. So the people who are the target audience, they don't like it. The target audience don't like it. And you need to make something for the target audience. You're not making something for that audience that is not interested, gives a rat's ass about the show, and you'll only listen to them, and then you make it, and that's the target audience. Well, what do you fuck you expect? So, woke is really destroying the world. Full stop. Whether we're looking at sports, whether we're looking at art, whether we're looking at movies, cinema, shows, TV, streaming services, they're a very small group of idiots that put their hands on everything. And these executives and these producers, there was a time that people made movies for entertainment. And I suggest Hollywood or all the other directors, screenwriters, they should just reflect on that. You're here to bring entertainment, not politics. The target audience wanted to see a show that is in line with what we expect the show to be from the 80s. You fucked it up. You destroyed it. For what? For a group of people who are not the target audience. That's what happened. So it's not about gender. I give a rat's ass about gender. If He-Man would be She-Man or She-Man or She-Lady, I don't give a shit. If the show's good, the show's good. But the reason why people hate the show is because you turn it into something it should never be. You politicized it. And that's what happened. And you should stop doing that at all. If people want to watch strong women, go watch Tomb Raider. Go play Horizon Zero Dawn. Go watch Wonder Woman. Great shows. Great movies. Great shows. X-Men, spin-offs. Great. Fantastic. Absolutely great. Go watch that. But this is, I can't care any less about season 2. It's done. It's over. I'm done. Done. Just no need to watch it. Woman 6 out.